correct?
No, they do not. Their established churches get paid directly from the state coffers.
So basically, the U.S., the reason we are so religious, over 75 to 80% of us are religious. In the South, it's even more, like 95% Baptist in some states. The reason for that is because the church and state separation.
A lot of sociologists have argued that. Because of that freedom of religion, no one sect became more powerful than the others, and they all had freedom of speech and freedom of competition to go out and recruit their followers.
So basically, they're saying we don't want
They
the
want to cut their own throat.
Well,
right.
kind of right. They're powerful, obviously. So the Christian coming up is short-sighted for me, because shouldn't you believe what our founding fathers made this country for? They made the country.
And James Madison made that very argument. He said, when you don't have state involved, religion will thrive, and he was absolutely right.
He was absolutely right. And the whole idea of the founding fathers making a separation of church and state is that you have to have religion first from religion, meaning that the government is not sponsoring any religion. Second, you can have you can have religion, freedom for religion, meaning you can then choose. Once you don't have an established government, established religion, you can then choose whatever religion you'd like. And you can even start your own religion if you like, which many people have. There's over 1,800 Christian sects.
To me, freedom of religion really is freedom from religion, because when I choose one religion or none, I'm rejecting all the others. 10,000 religions out there. I want freedom in my choice from the other 9,999 religions out there that want me to be following their beliefs.
Well, that's a good point, because even if you're a Christian, you're not believing in all the other religions.
You're not.
You're not. But you're supporting them in a way by giving them more power, by eliminating church and state separation. For instance, look at the Bush initiatives in current news. The last 8 years started right off the bat. Within 3 weeks of his first term in presidency, he started the faith-based initiatives, giving money to first Christian churches and then other mosques and synagogues as well. But that is my money that is going out to religious organizations that I don't believe in. This is a direct contradiction of church and state doctrine.
I'm afraid that's true. That's right.
And actually, I think the Supreme Court said there's nothing we can do about it. I think the Freedom from Religion Foundation tried to sue the White House, and the Supreme Court said you can't sue the White House in this respect.
That's right. The Supreme Court basically put the White House initiatives off limits from taxpayer oversight or challenge.
Which is amazing, because it gives a lot more power for the White House to do whatever they want for religion without having to even consider the First Amendment.
Yeah.
Isn't that a little messed up?
I think it just totally undermines the entire Constitution.
Sounds like an oxymoron to me.
Now, you mentioned that lots of Christians like to say this is a Christian nation, and I want to add just one other historical note to this. And this was something that when the first Congress sat down, there were Barbary pirates were intercepting ships on the Atlantic and basically just being pirates. And the United States at that time went and actually sent a delegation over there to negotiate a settlement to protect American ships. Out of that negotiation came something called the Treaty of Tripoli. The treaty itself starts off and says, because we are not a Christian nation, we have no reason to be at odds, in conflict with you.
That's right. And actually, that was in 1796. Tripoli is Tripoli, Tripoli, and that's Treaty of Tripoli, Article 11, I believe.
I think that's right.
In no way are we a Christian nation, founded as a Christian nation. That should put to rest anybody that says we are a Christian nation. Here in the third president, I think it was Adams or Madison.
It was Adams.
It was Adams. It was ordered by George Washington, he was still alive at the time, to make the treaty. And everybody in Congress unanimously signed it and ratified it. And it was also signed by Adams. So this is absolutely one piece of documentation where if anybody says to you, and if you are an atheist, yes, this is a Christian nation, you can tell them, please look up the Treaty of Tripoli from 1796, Article 11. We are not founded as a Christian nation. And I don't know if I'm taking that out of quotes or not, but out of quotation.
I think the freedom of separation of church and state says that we are a pluralistic nation, a nation of diversity, a nation of e pluribus unum.
You're exactly right, Stuart. And that's our show for today. This is actually part 1 of a part 2 show. We have so much to talk about the history of atheism. This was very enlightening. Thank you very much, Stuart, for your time today.
You're welcome.